Hi everyone. How's it hanging? Woo! Woo! That's exactly it. Welcome to Comedy at Cartmel. That's what we're calling it. That's the name, Comedy at Cartmel. How's everybody doing? Is everyone well? Is everyone having a pleasant Saturday night? I'd like to thank the comedy at the front for cheering me on. That is a shit mic stand. How's everybody doing? Is everyone okay? Everyone having a nice time? Everyone enjoying university so far? First term of uni? How's everyone finding it? Has it been okay? Everyone good? Very good. Well, we are the Lancaster University Comedy Institute. We have got a plethora of stand-up and improv comedy for you this evening. Hopefully you enjoy it. You should. And it's going to be generally just a good time. We are also here to raise money as well. If you haven't seen on our marketing, we are raising money today for Defying Dementia, who are sat on that table there. So can we give them a round of applause, please? They are raising money towards an outstanding charity, which is based on finding and curing and kind of tackling with dementia, and I think it's a wonderful cause. So if you ever have the chance in the interval to go and donate, or you can check out their website as well if you get bored. So you've got that, that's going on over there. So yes, so that's what we're raising money for. But thank you all for coming. Nice little intimate room. How is everyone? I've asked that question already. Amazing. So, Mr. Pink Hoodie, I'm sorry, but you stand out, mate. How's it going?
Yeah.
It's going alright. What's your name?
Taib.
Taib?
Yeah.
That's good. That's a good name. That's a good name. Well, that's the thing, I've got a shit name, so mine's Iestyn. You know, everyone hates Iestyn as a name. That's like, fucking what? Every time I say it, oh, my name's Iestyn. What? You know, I used to, I fair play though, my parents used to call me Yes the Best, they used to call me, just to counteract the nickname I had in school of Iestyn Molestin. I don't know if you had like a similar nickname experience in school. You didn't? No, I know. It started terrible rumours, it was awful. What are you studying? Engineering. Is that like quite mathsy? Oh, creep at the door. Is it quite mathsy? Very mathsy? Yeah, I had a mate who started studying engineering and he did for a week and he just said that everyone was too thick, so he started doing maths. I don't know if you agree with that. I doubt you do. Is it the only giving, like, the engineer, is it new engineering building that's going on? Is that, am I right saying that? Yes. I don't know if anyone else has seen this on campus, but there's like a big, like, fuck off scaffold going on, like, just on the ring road because they're building a new engineering building as if they need another one. Do you know what I mean? And that's where like all our money's going. Have you thought, like, because the thing is, right, here's the thing, a lot of our lecturers, they're going on strike in a couple of weeks' time. And it's overpaid and sort of pension, and I'm with them, I stand with them, I think, yeah, good for you, got to strike for that. But it's like, this university, you'd think they'd funnel their money into the staff and not into just another engineering building. No offence to engineering, you know what I mean? But I'm just thinking, the staff there are going on strike, and they're having to drive away from their work with a new building getting built, right? But I think the biggest waste of money we've got in this union, I tell you now, this is fact, right, is, you know the ducks on campus, right? The university pays for their veterinary costs. This is genuinely true, right? And when they have ducklings in spring, right, when they grow old and big enough, too many ducks on campus, too many veterinary costs. So they will like shepherd them into a van once a year, and they just take them across the A road. That's what they do. This is a genuine thing. They will move ducks across the A road because they just don't want to pay the veterinary costs. And it's kind of like a polite way of culling them, really. And I just think, you know, and I think, but there are cheaper ways, because that's cost, you know, that's $1,000, that, you know, just got to pay for everyone to usher the ducks in the van, and you've got to, you know, hire the van, and then you've got to clean the van, because everything's been shit in there. I think the best way we should cull the ducks, though, right, this is just my personal opinion, right, is, you know, in springtime, and the little ducklings, if you find a duckling on its own, lost its mum, lost its family, you know, so just like that. They fade quite easily underfoot, you know what I mean? And then you can scrape them off and you get into, you know. So that's just an idea, just a thought, you know. So when it comes springtime, because it'll save money for the uni and then we can give more funding towards our staff. So get stamping on some ducks. If you get to find some ducklings, get jumping on them, you know. So that's just some advice. It's not difficult, to be honest, because I stood on a mouse once while I was on campus. It was one of the worst experiences of my life, I've got to say, because I was drunk, and I'd been to the pub. I was walking back, and I thought I'd take a shortcut, and the shortcut is, I don't know if you've been into the furnace laundry, but you go through the other side and you come out where all the bins are. And basically, I was walking that way, and I took a step forward, and I just heard it like that. I swear to God, right? I looked down, and there's a mouse there. I don't know, it was breakdancing. It was like the lost member of PJ and Duncan. It was incredible. It was just like having a spasm on the floor, blood coming out of its ear. And I was just kind of stood there thinking, what the fuck am I meant to do? You know what I mean? Because you can't stand on it. I couldn't stand it. I had new shoes on. You know, that's going to make a nice thing. I was just thinking, shit, what am I going to do? And I kind of stood there for a moment and just kept on kind of moving about. And I just eventually thought, oh, okay, right, something's got to be done. You've got to put out his misery. So I just kind of went, I kind of pointed it to a wall. And he straight died, it was great, but it wasn't great, you know, I wouldn't call it, yo, way, die, but, you know, but it wasn't, you know, it was nice that it went swiftly, you know, that's what's important, because you can suffer, and it's good when, you know, things don't suffer. Yeah, I wish someone had pumped me. Right, okay, well, with that being said, and on that lovely note, we'll get along to our first event of the evening. It is an improvised game. It is called Party Quirks, and it involves Jon, Stefan, Johnny, and Héléna. Can you welcome them on stage, please? Right, so this is how party works. So, Jon over there is running a party. He's hosting a party. And Héléna, Stefan and Johnny are going to be their guests. But what you, the wonderful audience, are going to do is you are going to assign a quirk to each of the guests. So it can be a physical quirk or a verbal quirk, it could be a person from history or fiction, they could be anything that just makes them a little bit odd. And then what's going to happen is Jon will host the party and each of the guests are going to enter the party and it will be Jon's job to guess what the quirk is. And that is how it's going to work. And you, the audience, are going to supply those quirks. But for Jon to be able to guess what the quirks are, he is going to have to leave the room. So Jon, give him a round of applause as he leaves the room. That door. Oh, people are going in. Lights coming. Right, okay. Okay, keep coming in, keep coming in. We've got people on our belts. Thank you, Jon. Right, so, take the mic away so Jon can't hear us. So, we're going to need some quirks, and you're going to have to shout them out for me. So, can I have a quirk, please, for Johnny? It could be anything at all. He could be talking in squid, or, I don't know, he runs out of gravy for a living, I don't know. Give me a quirk, any quirk.
SpongeBob voice.
What was that?
SpongeBob voice.
SpongeBob voice. Can you do a SpongeBob voice? No, he can't do a SpongeBob voice. He's got to be something else. I'm afraid, yes. Irish. Yeah, sure. Make it work. You'll be fine. Right, can we have a quirk for Stefan, please? Any quirk, anything at all.
He's got hair like Medusa.
He's got hair like Medusa. He's got snakes for hair.
Medusa.
She's the one who used to turn people to stones.
And she had,
Snakes for hair. Yeah, snakes for hair.
Okay.
Snakes for hair. We'll go with snakes for hair.
Okay.
Can we have a quirk for Héléna, please? Anything at all.
Constantly followed by like a little lamb, like Mary had a little lamb.
Always followed by a little lamb. That's very sweet. You couldn't stand on a little lamb. You could? I could, yeah, because I'm stronger. Right, okay. Followed by a little lamb. Have we got any other ones, just out of interest? Anyone else with a hankering to give a anything forward?
A desperate need for everyone's approval.
Desperate need for everyone's approval. That's too real. But we'll go with that, I think. I think desperate need for everyone's approval. Okay, right, guys, so let's just run through the quirks once more. Johnny, what is your quirk?
I'm Irish.
You're Irish. What is yours?
Producer.
And Hannah?
Desperate need for everyone's approval.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much. Right, now we're going to have to get John back in the room. So after 3, we're all going. This is going to be a team game right here, right now. We're all going to band together, and we're all just go, John, get in. Okay, so I'm going to count to 3, and we all go, John, get in. And it's going to be like a great moment where everyone just joins together, rallies together. There's a wonderful time just seeing John come back in, and it'll be like a bonding moment, like Cinderella or something.
That's not a bonding moment.
Is that?
That's not a bonding moment, Cinderella. Think of something else.
Like my soul to a duck. Right. So after 3, 1, 2, 3. John, get in! He took the wrong goal. All right. Let the party start.
Oh, right. Better host this party. Right. Okay, I've got my snacks laid out here. I've got all the booze laid out here. I've got the decorations and balloons and shit laid out all over everywhere. Yeah, it's all good. Just need some guests. Oh. Hello.
Hello there. I've just flown in from Athens to all come all the way to your party. Better be good.
Right. Okay.
Well, behave, you lot.
Gosh. Well, yeah, we've got food and booze and stuff. What would you like?
Brilliant. Now, I'll know how to stone now.
Oh, right, we got it. Knock. Oh, we're going to try and get it done.
Hello.
Hello there.
Right.
But do you have a pint of Guinness at all, right?
Pint of Guinness?
Yes.
Yeah, I've got cans. That's okay, yeah.
Cans will do, mate. Cans will do. You know, it's such a great day.
Oh,
You know.
Back in my time, I don't think anyone lived on your rock.
Well, we people like to just get on with some potatoes and stuff like that, you know?
right, I'm just going to get the door.
Oh, gosh. Right, and you're not a very, like it is, I like to be alive,
Do you
thanks.
approve my hello?
Do I approve of your hello?
Yes, is it good enough?
It's perfectly fine.
Are you sure?
Right? Yeah.
Oh, cut that out.
That baby, you jerk.
No, I'm sorry about that. It's alright, you could be stoned. You ain't got to fly, Lee.
So you just kill flies or something?
No, I don't kill flies. I don't try and kill anything, to be honest with you.
Would you approve of killing me?
No, but these snakes mine.
Oh, that's good. That's wonderful.
Can't get rid of them, you know.
Well, that's just so nice to hear, Medusa.
I've had a few pints in. Do you want to discuss about, the potatoes in? Potatoes, any beers, any of the combination, any sectarian violence,
What do you think of my hair? How does it look?
Oh yeah, no, your hair looks really good, like sort of Protestants is none. It looks really good on there.
Thank you. Oh, that is so nice. That is so lovely to hear. Oh, thank you.
Oh, we're glad we're all happy. Yeah, so you are a 19th century Irishman who's very Catholic.
Well, yeah, you're right though, but I'm a little bit more contemporary, down with the IRA, I guess.
You're an IRA member. You're a terrorist.
I'm not an IRA member. I'm just a mere civilian who suffers through those times,
Oh, okay, yeah, no, that's right. Oh, okay, interesting. So you're a 90s Irish civilian, an IRA sympathizer?
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, good. Yeah, just having a rather strange party, I must say.
Do you think that I'm good enough?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Are you sure that I'm good enough?
Yeah.
Swear to me.
Yeah, you're good.
Swear it to me. Swear it to me.
I promise you're good enough.
I really need your approval on that. Thank you.
That's okay, extremely insecure lady.
Not insecure. It's not the same thing. That's another condition.
Okay. So you really do seem to be suffering some extreme low confidence.
Do you approve of my extremely low confidence?
I certainly do. Woman who begs for my approval at everything.
That's it. Well done, John. Congratulations. There was that. That was one of the most horrific Irish impressions ever been performed, I think, anywhere. I can't believe that accent went like across the globe. I don't know. It seemed to be touched every country apart from Ireland. But that was Party Quirks, everyone. So that's very cool. Right. So we're now going on to our next game. Improv game. It is called Get Out of Town, and it is going to involve Héléna, Tom, and John. So welcome them on stage, please. Right. This game is called Get Out of Town. How Get Out of Town works is these guys are going to be performing a scene in the scene, and right, hang on. Let me just try again. So this is Get Out of Town. These three are going to be performing a scene. And what's going to happen is, before we start the scene, you guys are going to assign each of these persons a word, right? It can be quite a common word that we use in every day-to-day chatter. And what's going to happen is, they are going to perform this scene, but every time their word comes up, they have to leave the scene, and when the word comes up again, they have to come back in the scene. So it's going to be an erratic, just chaos, just people running in and out of the scene, just trying to make a coherent plot. So that is how Get Out of Town works. So with that in mind, can I please start off with a word for Tom, please? Any word. Shoot. You. That's it. Tom, you. Okay. John, can I have a word for John, please? Any word.
Me.
Me. Good one. John, you got me. And a word for Héléna, please.
She.
Huh? She. What do you say? Sorry, my hearing's really bad today. Sorry. What is it? Sorry. Us.
Yeah.
Sorry. Us. Okay. Sounds good. So, can we now have a crisis for these guys to be solving? It could be any crisis at all. It could be no more Pringles in the Pringles can, or it could be Godzilla is riding, I don't know, a horse through the city. Any crisis at all that we can think of. Shoot.
World hunger.
World hunger. I mean, I wish we could solve that. Anything lighter?
Greg's run out of sausage rolls.
Greg's has run out of sausage rolls. Was there another hand in the distance somewhere?
Fire.
A fire. A fire in a certain place? Or just general fire?
Fire.
Just fire. Fire in the Sims. Yeah, there's a fire in the pool, that's it. That happened here, didn't it? There was a I think it was last year, there's a fire in the swimming pool in the sports hall. I don't know if anyone was around for that, but that happened. And it boggles me to this day. I don't know if it was like the BP oil spill, but like, I don't know, just someone hadn't bathed for like a month and then decided to go for a swim or something. Anyways. Where was I? Greg's. We'll do Greg's. Greg's has run out of sausage rolls. Just run through the words. So your word is...
You.
Me.
Us.
There we are. That's quite deep. Right, no more sausage rolls in Greg's. Take it away.
Okay, Quirks ran out of sausage rolls. You, we need to find something.
Get some more.
No, you come back here, goddamn. Thank you for doing that.
now.
Bye.
Thank you. You come back. We really need to solve this problem. Because we need this as a team. Because it's us, okay? It's us more than anything else. It's really us, a team, a coherent team.
Okay. We need sausages.
Okay.
And we need rolls.
Okay.
Can you sausage and can you roll?
I can try. I was a combat champion of 2007. I roll all the time. Anyway, you get more stuff. No, you guys have to. You come back. Thank you for doing that.
Okay.
You and me. You and me. Come back in.
Okay, cool. Now it's us time. This reminds me of that they solved this. I think the same problem happened in the popular 2018 movie Us.
Great. Could we try vegan sausage rolls?
That's a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
We could. What do you know about vegan sausage rolls?
Well,
Go find something
they
out.
taste the same. Well, no, actually they don't, but that's okay. So they don't taste the same, they don't look the same. We can try that.
Sounds like an idea.
I'd see! They resulted with vegan sausage rolls. What a bloody disgrace. I was going to say something about them, but I'm not bothered. Right, so we are now coming along to our first stand-up act of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh! Thank you. That was very impassioned. I really felt it ricochet through the walls. Right, our first stand-up act of the evening. Please give him a warm welcome on stage because he is an absolute powerhouse. He is the electric Chris Moore!
Hello, everyone. Everyone at the back as well. Does anyone want to come sit at the front and get roasted? No. It's okay. This is the time now. It's been stopped. No? Okay. That wasn't part of the stand-up. Okay, so hi, I'm Chris, and I'm from Manchester. Yes, just like in Love Island. I'm going to trip over that down. So yes, I'm Chris, and I've lived in Lancaster for over 10 years now. And I did my undergraduate here, and I've also now just finished my master's. That was yes. So yes, just finished my master's, and my master's was in psychological manipulation. Yes, it's very spooky, or as it's commonly known, marketing. So I did my master's in marketing, and I actually have a job in marketing as a market researcher, and that entails me calling people up and trying to get them to complete a survey on the phone. So this particular survey that I'm getting conducted is to do with measuring instruments and tools. So like to measure anything from like temperature, to weight, to the length of the tours are going to go to destroy the country, anything that you can measure. So, we have to call up these companies and we use their client database. And their database is like really old. And I'm talking way before the best before date, way before the use by date. I wouldn't even sniff it, it's that old. So we have to call them up and it kind of goes like this. So I call the receptionist and it's like, hi, I'm Chris and I'm calling from Market Research. How are you doing today? Fine. Okay, great. So could I please speak to Tom? Tom, please. Tom no longer works here. Oh, okay. Oh, it's not work. Okay. Is there a better time maybe to catch him? I didn't mean that to the long-running series if he's not here. Is there a better time to catch him? Maybe get an email or something? And this is the part where I imagine with such a monotone voice that the receptionist has and such a deadpan face, I can't actually see the face because it's on the phone, but just imagine it, I'm very creative like that. So yes, like the receptionist on the phone, she sat there and without like, again, stone face, monotone, she said, Tom's been dead for 12 years. And I'm like, ooh, pretty rough that one. But I actually work on commission, so I was like, well, I'll try it. So I whacked the Ouija board out, and I only got possessed twice before I actually got in contact with Tom, and booked him in for next Wednesday. He's quite a nice guy, actually. He's not doing much now. So once we get past the client sample, we get to go to the free market. Yes, the free market, and I can hear all the communists in the crowd flinching at that. But it's okay because it means we can call anyone that we like. That's in the kind of like mechanical industry, the pharmaceutical industry, your mum, anyone that might be able to provide any kind of information for these tools. So we call through the companies and we get to the receptionists. Now, in the industry, in the biz, we call them gatekeepers. And it sounds really cool because it's kind of like a Lord of the Rings kind of thing, like a gatekeeper, like Gandalf or something. But instead of Gandalf the Great, it's more like Gandalf the Karen. Because they kind of sit there on the phone and they kind of say, "You shall not pass," through to the engineering department, which we need to go through to. So we have to kind of butter them up, kind of get them through to the right relevant people that we need to speak to. But the kind of problem is then, when we get through, which 95% of the time we don't, the person on the other end of the phone kind of does this. So I kind of go, "Hi, do you use any measuring tools?" And the other person's like, "No. We don't use measuring tools here." And at that point I'm trying to like a picture, a company that's like, so like I said, we're calling up pharmaceutical companies, machinery companies, your mum, and imagine like these companies not using the measuring instruments. So like, is it kind of a builder just out in the yard, just kind of like stepping through, just like 1, 2, 3, yeah, just bring that down here, yeah, the crane will be fine, just put everything there, like, is it by eye, like, is that, oh, I guess that's how Italians do it with the Leaning Tower of Pisa, they're just kind of like, yeah, looks a bit straight, yeah, looks straight, yeah, only a little bit bent, I'm not talking about Canal Street, Manchester, but, I can say that. So anyway, back to the phone calls. So yes, measuring instruments and tools. They kind of say they have no measuring instruments in their company and it's ridiculous, so be careful out there, because there's even pharmaceutical companies that are saying that. So another good thing about the surveys, not the surveys, being on the phone, is that it gets listened to a lot of jazzy hold music. And there is the Lancaster medical practice sound, I'm sure you're all aware of this, when you're kind of on the phone waiting for like 2 hours and you can just hear those little hi-hats. They really get me in my heart, because that's the thing that I need to call my Lancaster medical practice for, but by the time I actually get through, I'm dead. So, but anyway, that's not the worst one that I actually have heard. There's this one that kind of has the hi-hats, has the kind of nice classical music. So I'll sit there, I'll call through, and they'll say, "1 moment, I'll just put you on oh, sorry, it's a male, because it's equality, it can be a female or a male receptionist." So he says, "1 moment, I'll put you on hold." So he puts me on hold, and it kind of goes like this. So it's a very nice, like, classical music, like like that. But then, like, momentarily, and part, like, not even to like any kind of beat, there's a guy just in the background that just goes, So yeah, there's this really strange, like, I don't know, crazy noise that they just decided to put in that doesn't match the classical music that's playing in the background. So it's kind of like and the first time I heard it, I was gonna like report it to my supervisor, because I was like, what's going on here? Like, is this guy getting off? Am I like, what's going on? I'm kind of like working out one of these call centers where they kind of like have women there, like doing like a sex line or something. Christ. Like, I'm not like one of those women on like babe stations that kind of like sit there shaking the phone, and we all know you know what I'm talking about because you've seen those channels after midnight. And it made me truly question myself, like, do I actually work at a call center or a sex line? Thank you so much, I'm Chris.
So that has now brought us to the last act of the first half, and it is called Foursquare, and it involves Stefan, John, Tom, and John as well. So give them a round of applause for your stage. This is horrendous. Right, I'm just going to say off the bat, this is John. This is also John. So for the sake of this game, I will be directing them as Lee and Rosenberg, because it's very hard, because he spells his name with a H. He spells his name wrong, right? So So it would have to be John and John. And I'm not doing that. So, Lee and Rosenberg. So, this game is called Foursquare. As you can tell, there is a vague square being formed by our performers. So, Stefan. So, this is quite a complicated game, but I'll try and explain it as simply as I can. So, basically what's going to happen, all four performers are going to be assigned a genre, right? And the scene is going to take place with just the two in front, the two at the back will not be in the scene. The person on the front right is going to set the genre of the scene. So whatever genre Stefan is, so if he is action, then the scene will be action. John Rosenberg here will be kind of the secondary role of that scene. But when I say rotate, the scene and the genre has now changed. We are now in Rosenberg's genre, which is porn. And Tom here has to perform porn with John. So, John and Tom porn, we'd love to see it. So, that's how it works. However, I could also go Rosenberg and Stefan switch. Now, the genre has changed again. We are now in Stefan's scene of action. However, Tom is still in porn mode, right? He is still the character that he was the first time he was in this position, right? Because every actor plays two roles, one setting the genre and one as a secondary character. Is everyone somewhat understanding that? Because it is quite a complicated game. Not a lot, I'm glad. Cool. Okay, well, you two switch back then. And we will now assign genres for everyone in this square. So, can I please have a genre for Rosenberg, please? Shoot.
Rom-com.
Rom-com. Any others? Are we musical? Yeah. We'll go with musical. You go with musical. Rosenberg is musical. And rotate. Now we've got Tom. Can we have a genre for Tom?
Horror.
Horror. Cool. We're going with horror. Rotate. Can we have a genre for John?
Bollywood.
Bollywood. Ooh, that's good. Could be racist. As you can see, we are 5 white men. Might go south, might get a complaint. I heard another thing that was shouted out somewhere just then.
Sci-fi?
Sci-fi. We'll go sci-fi. Rotate. And... have you got one?
No.
Okay. Stefan, please.
Hallmark Christmas film.
Hallmark Christmas film. Any advances on Hallmark Christmas films?
Period drama.
Period drama. We'll do period drama.
Is that?
Oh, right. Right, Stefan, big question now. Do you know things?
Sorry.
We're doing period drama. It's basically like, imagine Jane Eyre but a film. It's just a bunch of people in big crinolines, sipping tea and just complaining that they're high class.
Oh, okay, I do know what that is. I know exactly what that is.
Pennies dropped.
Right, exactly what that is.
And rotate once again. And we are back at where we started, I think. So yeah, so just rattle through the genres again. Rosenberg? Musical. Tom?
Horror.
Stefan?
Period drama.
John?
Sci-fi.
And those are the genres. This is Foursquare. Lads, take it away.
So here we are at this bar.
What would you order?
I don't know, hopefully not tar.
Why would they serve tar?
I don't know, it's a weird bar.
How about a double job? What?
Instrumental
Vodka and
food.
Coke.
Vodka and Coke? Yeah. Oh man, what a joke. Let's get this menu and get the best drink in the venue.
2 bottles of wine.
Oh, and let's dine. Cause we have amazing taste in food.
Right. We're in the forest.
Yes.
We need to help it before they find us.
We do. Which way should we go?
Any.
Okay, that way?
Okay, let's go.
Okay. Oh God!
What is it? What is it?
Massive demon!
John, it's a tree.
Rotate.
So, young apprentice,
40 years.
will we defeat the Jedi together?
Yes, yes, yes. How do we do it? Do we punch them?
No.
How do we do it? How do we do it?
What we do is we lightsaber them.
Oh, wow. Can I have a lightsaber?
Yes, you can. It is a green one.
Is it there?
My young apprentice, you just lightsabered my willy off.
I rotate.
Father, I wasn't expecting to see you here. Did you hear Joffrey has the plague again?
Oh, Edith, I've had a difficult day enough already. The corporation tax has gone up by 30%.
Man, we're really jumping around here. I agree, those corporations, what are we going to do about it in this awful period?
Some jasmine tea.
Ah, yes, jasmine tea, distinct.
Here's your plane tickets.
Tom switch.
Right, who are you? Do you know the way out of this forest?
I don't even know who I am, quite frankly, but you can follow me. I'm trying to get the Heathrow.
Heathrow. Well, it's out of this forest, so that's a start.
That's something.
Okay. Where are you flying to?
Well, it says here I'm flying to oh God, New Jersey.
Rotate.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Jedi, you look like a swell guy. You want some food with me?
Even though you can't have children anymore.
Yes, you cut my willy. And I acknowledge that, but I like your lightsaber. And guess what? I won't see you later, because I want you to eat with me, because I'm a foodie.
Would you like to eat some tea? No, sorry. I was just cutting some cake. I like cutting cake. I like cake.
Do you want to bake? Because we can make food and rule the galaxy. Don't you see? It's all so easy.
Rotate.
Grandfather's money laundering stack is in the Bahamas. That's where the Butler shall drive in. It is 2 hours from Leicester to London Heathrow.
Well, anything to, at least I'm away from the forest. Sounds great. Thank you.
Rotate.
Hello. Would you like a bottle of wine?
Who are you?
No, I was just chatting to some guy in the bar. We had like a nice little dance over some wine.
How did you make your way onto the Death Star?
Tourist. I want to see the world. And other worlds. And space stations around other worlds.
Would you like to be my new apprentice?
Stefan John switch. Okay.
Nice.
Would you also like a bottle of wine?
What? How old is it?
I bought it about 10 minutes ago.
What Tommy rot.
My wine! I will never recover from this.
Yes, you will.
You have betrayed me for the last time.
Get a trust fund, you prick.
Unseen. It's nice to see that musicals have just turned into people talking at upward cadences at the end of their sentences. And that brings us, and also what else was there that was an absolute disgrace? Yeah, what was that period drama? What was that? That was like, oh, we've got the plague, and now we've got an aeroplane ticket. What's going on?
Yeah, well, you said it was like Jane Eyre, and that involves lots of...
I know it's Jane Eyre, but it's E-Y-R-E. Anyways, that brings us to the end of the first half. Alright, so we are going to take a quick 15 15-minute interval, and then after that we've got a whole the second half filled with joy for you all. But during the interval, there is going to be a load of paper at some point on this table at the front left for you, right for me there. Basically, there's going to be a load of pens there, a load of papers, and what we want you is, you the audience, to write anything you want. Anything you think of, a word, a sentence, a song lyric, social security numbers, PIN numbers, anything at all you can think of, write them down on that piece of paper, and in the next improv game, they will be used in it. So it's a bit of audience interaction for you without the use of voice. So yes, we're going to take a 15-minute break. We will reconvene at, let's say, 8:30. And yes, so papers and stuff will be here. Have a good break, we'll see you in 15 minutes. And we're back. Hello, how's it going? Is everyone all right? Thank you very much. Hope you had a good interval. Hope everyone had a good scribble at the front. So yeah, thank you for that. So yes, just to reiterate, we are raising money this evening for Defying Dementia, who are stationed over there. So if you didn't know, you can go over there, check the website as well for donations. And I think it's a great charity, you know, working towards dementia. It's definitely close to my heart because both my grandmothers have dementia. So my father's mother and my mother's mother have dementia. So please donate quick and get your boffins on the job because I've got about a 50-year time bomb before I just go. I'm panicking. But no, you know, that's the thing. It's interesting. Dementia's one of these, you know, everyone has different experiences with dementia, you know, some of them are worse than others. But it is, in my experience, it's one of those stuff where if you don't laugh, you cry. You know what I mean? It's one of those where stuff happens and you've got to just laugh. Because right, here's an example, right? My nan, my mother's mother, they were shoe shopping. And my mum's going through these boxes looking for shoes for my nan. My nan walks up to my mum and she's like, what do you think of these? Do you like those? My mum looks at that and she goes, yeah, those are nice. Where'd you get them? My nan just goes, oh, I got it from over there. And over there was a woman with no shoes on and a box in her hand going, no, mum just ripped them off the shoes, threw them, got out the door. But I think yeah, shut that door. For some reason, Back House has decided to have a comedy night and a quiz at the same time, both mic'd up. It's like really loud. But no, my father's mother used to live in a care home though, and she was, and let me tell you, she was a fucking menace. She was, it was hilarious, because basically, they had to put a mat outside of her door, because in the night she'd just get up and go for walkabouts. And so they had to put a mat out there, so she'd stand on it and an alarm would go off in the office. But this is the thing, my nan, considering the fact that her brain had deteriorated completely, she could run a country mile. She was like a whippet. It was unbelievable. She'd stand on the mat, the nurses would get there and they'd go, where'd she go? And so they'd disappear, and they'd lose her. They'd lose an 80-year-old woman in a building without any stairs. You know what I mean? How do you manage that? And she'd always end up in people's rooms. That's what it was. We went to visit her once, right, and she looked like Mr. T. Because basically she'd be going into people's rooms and stealing like jewellery. And she was like keeping them for herself. So we were like, where'd you get that? Oh, isn't it nice? Don't you think it's nice? She had like 9 rings on each ring. It was nuts. And my favourite story was they lost her this one evening and they were looking for her, couldn't find her. Anyways, they eventually found her. And she was sat at the edge of a bed-bound woman's bed feeding her midget gems. Right? Like they opened the door and I just imagine being that woman, right? You're in bed, you can't move, and you just watch as your door swings open and it's just the silhouette like that. bag in hand, and it just swells in the darkness as it approaches you, right? And then all you have to do is just lie there and chew as you get midget gem by midget gem placed in your mouth by this woman who has no idea what she's doing. By the time the nurses got there, right, the woman had vomited midget gem juice across. It looked like a puddle at a petrol station. It was just a big swirl of multicoloured jelly. It was atrocious. Now it's those kind of moments where you just gotta laugh about it really, because you can't. That's funny, you know. Not, you know, not for everyone involved, obviously, but nevertheless. So raising money for dementia this evening. So please do so. It would be greatly appreciated by myself and us and Defying Dementia. So, anyways, enough about me. Let's get on with the second half. Never doing that again. So, our first game of the second half is called Whose Line, and it involves Jon and Johnny. So welcome them on stage. Make it jokes. Right, as you can see, these boys got jokes. So thank you very much everyone for your writing skills today. So Johnny's got a jug full of notes, John's got a jug full of notes, and they are going to perform a scene for you using your lines. So get excited, keep an ear out, yours might just come. So, with that in mind, we are going to need a relationship between these two characters to set off the scene. So can I have a relationship, brother, sister, father, wife, whatever. Boyfriends, cool. Are we? Sorry? Step-uncle. And, I suppose, a nephew. Maybe, yeah, have we got any wackier possible suggestions?
Border control and tourist.
Border control and tourist, that's a very good one. Any advances on border control and tourist?
Father hoping to adopt an adoption clinic interviewer.
Ooh, okay. Do you know what? That is brilliant. We're gonna go with that. So, either one of you, it is basically a father wanting to adopt and the adoption interviewer. Are we both happy with that? Cracking, in which case, take it away.
So, what is it you want to adopt?
I'm looking to adopt a little one, you know, to run around, a good old little one, you know.
Right, let me just check my records here. Mr. What's your
Mitchell.
name? Mr. Mitchell. You have a bunch of lemons.
Yes. I pride myself, I'm a lemon farmer, and I pride myself on the fact that, you know, my kids will never grow hungry, and they'll never grow, you know, tired of faces like this.
Right.
You know, because it's all about bodies in my house. It's all about bodies. And when you get enough bodies and you give them lemons, you know the saying, when life gives you lemons, you go.
Well, you know? Yes, but besides you being a lemon farmer, let me just check your record here. It seems that you may have a few horny old women.
What? Who told you that?
It's at the government's website, mate.
Oh. So will that, I hope that doesn't become a problem getting kids, because you understand, I really want kids, and foxes eating babies.
Right, I mean, the fox...
Because you see, it goes hand in hand, you give me a baby, I have a fox, it's a beautiful, like, chicken run situation.
Right, yeah.
You know that movie Chicken Run that everyone talks about?
Yeah. An argument with Marxism, but with the chicken and foxes and you like eating kids on the sex offenders list, you eating baby foxes is completely valid.
No, baby eating foxes.
Baby eating foxes.
Let me rephrase it. I put babies in a crib, dress them like chickens, and I give them to foxes.
Right, okay.
I cannot stress enough. Baby eating.
Yes, Daddy.
I don't eat foxes. Thank you. You know, my adopted kid might need a little bit of a sugar daddy.
Right.
Well, you know.
You're looking in the wrong department.
Well, you know what? Then die.
Okay, right, stop.
No, I don't want to hear it. You know what? You have to, I'm the captain now, okay?
You're never the captain. If you want the sugar daddy department, the door is right. Guy who needs to poo.
Why don't you like me? I'm just trying to get a kid. I'm trying to be happy. I'm trying to settle down. And just fingers.
Just fingers.
All 10. I want 10 little digits wrapped around me, you know?
Right, yeah.
Little tweaks, you know?
Yeah,
little kids.
but I also have a reference from your mom. I have a reference from your mom saying that you should not be near kids.
Got it. So that's how you know the horny old ladies. Got it.
Yes.
Okay, interesting. Because you see, what I'm annoyed about is you're just a mountain. A mountain of impossible things that I can never meet.
Yeah.
You want a perfect parent? Then go watch a Disney movie because they die instantly. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
Bambi's mom was cool. She died.
Bambi's mom is not even in the film, damn it.
Well, you know what? Republicans are chads.
Yeah.
That's scene! That was whose line? I'm going to have a look, because we could have had... There's so much in that pot. So we've got, what we've got in here, so we've got Zac Efron is in the jug, and Hit Me Baby One More Time is in the jug, and we also have, the last one is... Why New York is better than New Jersey. There we are. Those are kind of shit, to be honest. I'm kind of disappointed, but hey. Right, so let's move on to the next stand-up. It's a stand-up act again. Ooh! Hey, there we are. Getting better. Next stand-up act is going to be great. You're going to love him. And he's come all the way from the Anglican Church. So please welcome to the stage. It's Father John.
Good evening, everyone. Oh, sorry. Just put the hood up. Now I am a preacher, and I have come from the Vatican to tell you all about the Word of God. Not this King James Bible muck. No, this is the good book as it was intended. So, if you're all ready to be enlightened, I shall take it away. I'm going to read a couple of biblical stories. The first one is the Nativity. Here we go. Mary was sitting outside in her garden, smoking a fag. Life was tough for her and Joseph. They were poor and struggling to get by. Just then, Mary noticed an angel was floating down into the garden like a US paratrooper parachuting into a Syrian village, ready to gun down as many innocent men, women and children as they possibly could. It's a real problem, guys. It is. The callous way with which the US military has a flagrant disregard for the sanctity of human life. It's a real problem. These rich nations invade these weaker countries and commit war crimes, and it's a problem. You know, and Tony Blair will never wash the blood from his hands after the 2003 invasion. It's a problem. Anyway, what can you do? So Mary saw the parachutist, the angel, Gabriel floating down. Gabriel landed in the garden. Gabriel said, "It is my duty to inform you that you are pregnant with the Son of God." And Mary said, "How do you think of that? I'm a virgin." And Gabriel said, "Don't question it, love. I've been told by the Lord above that you are pregnant, and so you are. Give it a few months, and you'll feel a definite bump. And you'll have to figure out a way to pay to raise the darn thing." Oh, balls, thought Mary. "Not my problem, love. said Gabriel, and he floated away. Over the next few months, Mary's tummy began to grow. It was right. Gabriel was right. She was pregnant. And then, 9 months later, when she and Joseph were sitting, lying in bed, watching The Crown on Netflix, she got her first contraction. Oh, fucking hell, that's painful, she said. Quiet, said Joseph. This is a really interesting scene. Prince Charles is talking to his mother about his ever-worsening relationship with Princess Diana. It's a really interesting expose on the decline of an ancient institution, and it's struggling to find its place in an ever-modernising world. Never mind about that, said Mary. I'm going into labour. Oh shit, said Joseph. We'd better get you to a hospital. So they hopped on a donkey and rode to Bethlehem. However, when they got to the hospital, they found that there weren't enough staff to help them deliver the baby at a maternity ward, due to the short staffing of the NHS, due to the lack of migrant workers. It's a real problem. We have a lack of workers. Our public services are reliant on migrant labour, and in this post-Brexit world, they're short-staffed. It's awful, and our NHS, our schools, everything. And fucking Suella Braverman, right, can fucking say, oh, we're gonna homegrow British workers. Fucking good luck, mate. It's not gonna happen. Oh, but anyway, what can you do? So, they had to give birth in a back alley behind the hospital. As Mary looked down at the baby boy in her arms, she thought, oh God, how am I going to pay for this? She also thought, what am I going to name him? But then God's voice boomed down from above. Call him Jesus, it boomed. It's a catchy name and people can say it instead of swearing. And so it was. But then Mary's mind turned again to the question of how she would pay for the child. Don't worry, said Joseph. I've had an idea. So they waited a few hours until the next medical delivery truck came, with medical supplies for the hospital. Mary held the truck up while Joseph put a bullet in the driver. And they proceeded to rinse the van of all its medical supplies, which they then sold on the black market for £3,500, which not only paid for their baby, but 1,000 of which they also put in a trust fund for Jesus, which gained compound interest over the 18 years of his childhood, thus putting him on strong fiscal footing for his adult life. Well done, them. So, when the angel Gabriel floated down into their garden again and said, looks like you had that baby then. Wonder, have you got enough money to pay for it though? Mary said, yes we do, because we practice financial responsibility. So they all lived happily ever after. So that's the end of the first story. One more word from our Lord. It's going to be the story of how Jesus walked on water. It was a fine June morning, and the 12 disciples decided it was time for a lad's day out on Simon Peter's boat, a fishing trip. They all wanted to catch a big one, because they all wanted a photo of them holding a big fish for their Tinder profile pictures, as they were all single straight white men. They went out fishing, but they fished and fished for hours. But alas, they caught nothing, due to the rampant overfishing in the Mediterranean Sea by massive conglomerates. It's a real problem, guys. It really is. These fucking mega trawlers just fucking rinsing the oceans of marine life. And, you know, one third, sorry. It's fucking blank. One third of the fish population in the oceans today is overfished. It's awful. And you know, it's because, you know, when fishing started as a practice by Neanderthals, there were only a few thousand of us, and there's now 7.5 billion of us. It's simply unsustainable. And, you know, Albert Einstein said that nothing would be more conducive to sustainable human life on this planet than the evolution of a vegetarian diet. Now, Albert Einstein was also a domestic abuser, but the point still stands. But anyway, what can you do? So they fished and fished, caught nothing. But soon, they realized a storm was brewing. The wind was picking up and the waves were getting choppier. Oh God, they cried, what shall we do? But then they saw a figure was making its way towards them over the waves. It was the figure of Jesus, surfing towards them, but with no surfboard visible at his feet. "What up, dudes?" said Jesus. "How's it going?" Jesus proceeded to paddle up a massive wave. He paddled and paddled until he got to the top, where he did a 720 of it. "Jesus, help us!" they cried. "Sure thing, dudes! What's the problem?" "Can you get us back to shore?" said Bartholomew. "Sure can," said Jesus. "But first, I need you guys to do one thing for me. You see that wave over there?" He pointed towards a massive wave rearing up on the horizon. "I gotta smoke that wave, but I can't do it alone. I need your help. Hop on my back." So all 12 disciples hopped on Jesus' back. First Simon Peter, then Judas, then Matthias, then Bartholomew, then Jimmy, then Ricky, then Adolf. No, that wasn't one of them. Then Peter, then Josh, then Matthew, and finally Judas, who went on last because he had rickets. They began to surf towards the wave. Up, up, and up they went, until they got to the top, where they did not a 360, not a 720, no, a 900 that wouldn't be seen until 1999 when Tony Hawk did one. They surfed back to shore. "Thanks, Jesus," said Matthias. And Simon Peter realized that having a good Tinder profile didn't matter when you had 12 of the best bros in the world. The end. Thank you for your understanding.
Father John there! Father John will also be offering baptisms at the end of this show. So if anyone wants a baptism, we've got a little paddling pool set up just outside the front. And on that same note, if anyone needs a wee, hold it in because we need to fill that pool somehow. So that was Father John. We now come along to our next improv game. It is called Crime Scene, and it involves Héléna, Jon, and 2 others. Welcome them on stage. Thomas, step out there. Right. This is Crime Scene, called Crime Scene because there's been a murder. So, Jon has been murdered. A death in the family. So Jon's been murdered. And it is up for our detectives, Detective Héléna, Detective Tom, Detective Stefan, to solve the mystery. What's going to happen is, Jon is going to, you lot are going to assign a who murdered Jon, a where was Jon murdered, and how Jon was murdered. It will then, because Jon is dead, he can only communicate through mime. So we will, John will be here, we'll have the first detective come in. John will mime to that detective what happened. Then that detective will be murdered, and it'll be up to that detective to mime to the next detective how John was murdered. It's like Chinese whispers and charades had a baby. And basically at the end we've got to see if your suggestions survived to the end of the line. Here's hoping. So, with that in mind, can my detectives please leave the room? Give them a round of applause, please. We've never seen such form when it comes to leaving a room. Absolutely impeccable. Right. Get into this. So we're going to need, first of all, who murdered John? Anyone. It could be anyone under the sun. Well, anyone we know. Shoot.
Jack the Ripper.
Jack the Ripper, that's a good one. Any advances on Jack the Ripper? Shakira. There's a hand up over there. No?
She said that.
Liz Truss. Liz Truss. Okay. Right, we've got Jack the Ripper, we've got Shakira, we've got Liz Truss. Anyone else?
Dracula.
Dracula. Yeah. We'll go Dracula. You were murdered by Dracula. Where was he murdered? Where was John murdered?
Dance floor in Sugar House.
Sure. Murdered in the sugar dance floor by Dracula. There's a hand up over there.
In an aquarium.
In an aquarium. Oh, yes, we'll go with aquariums. I think aquarium. Dracula in the aquarium. And how was he murdered? Any method.
Force-fed fish.
Sorry?
Force-fed fish.
Force-fed the fish. What's that?
Stabbed by a swordfish.
Stabbed by a swordfish. Any other methods of death? What was that?
Bored to death.
Bored to death. Yeah. Okay, so just to recap. You were murdered by
Dracula.
In
An aquarium.
by
Boredom.
there we are. That is it. You'll have to mind that.
Alright.
2 hour. Can the first detective please come into the room? Can our first detective please come into the room? It's Detective Litherland. Detective Litherland. Been a murder. So John, who murdered you? Okay. Right. Where was he murdered?
I have no idea.
Okay. And how were you murdered, John? We've got a big idea?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Now, Tom, you have died. We now need the next detective to enter the room.
It's Miss Marple.
It's Miss Marple in a backwards baseball cap.
I'm trying to keep it young, guys.
Keep it cool, keep it cool. So Miss Marple, Tom is here, the ghost of Tom is here. Tom, how did John die? No, who killed John? Tom. Okay. Alright. Where is John?
Can you do that again, though, please? I think I got it.
I don't think you do. Now for how? How are you going to do it? Okay, here we are. Miss Marple's got it. And now Miss Marple has died, finally, Christ. Now, let's get the last detective into the room, please. Here he is. It's Detective Freeson. Detective Freeson has been a murder. Miss Marple here is going to have to mime out
How, first of all, who killed John?
An animal.
Well, you can't, she's miming, he's not going to answer you. Do you have a vague idea what it might be?
I do, yeah.
Alright.
It's Karen.
Where was he murdered?
Okay, carry on.
Okay, and how?
Okay,
Right, so Stefan, how was John murdered?
okay, so it was an elephant. It was in a swimming pool, right? And the elephant somehow strangled him with a watch.
This has gone well. Now, Héléna, resurrect yourself.
Yes.
Oh, Miss Marple, I do apologise.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you for that.
Right, what happened?
Well, an elephant in a swimming pool waited for him to have a heart attack.
Slightly better, I suppose. Tom, resurrect yourself, man. Right, what did you think?
So I also thought it was an elephant. I'll diversify a bit and say in the sea. And old age?
John, get him. Probably. Come on, babe. What's it called? What the fucking hell is that? It's not very good at all. You've absolutely...
It's a cool case.
Yeah, it's a cool case. Honestly, the Duke's fucked. Like, we haven't got anything. Yeah. Dracula's got to get away with it. Yeah, he's got to be sucking people off for like another 100 years.
I was going to see the aquarium. Like,
Yeah, no one's going to see the aquarium.
Wow.
No one cares about the aquarium. Shut down now, probably. Do you know what? Bloody disgrace. That's what I mean. Just know, I'm disappointed. I'm not angry.
I was appalled.
Yeah, be appalled. You should be appalled.
And I died of boredom.
Yeah, it was Dracula in an aquarium. He died of boredom. And that was crime scene. Brings us on to the last stand-up act of the evening. Oh. You're gonna love it. He's a great stand-up act. That was a really... Who said just like really late? Anyways, basically you're gonna love this guy. He's electric, he's brilliant, and he is Italian, so that's even more reason to love him. It is, welcome to stage, Matteo Caruso!
Thank you everyone. Thank you for staying with us up until almost the very end of it. I'm sure this is going to be very short, not going to take much of your time, just maybe maximum 5 minutes, but that's my average time performance, so it's fine with me. I was referring to masturbation, thank you for asking. With sex, I go for 3 minutes. I call it the least trust. You enter, disappoint everyone, you leave before they notice. So, the first act of the show is called Short-Term Memory. The second act of the show is a little bit longer than that one, and I'll try to summarize a few of common topics in stand-up comedy, or as Stephen Hawking used to say, comedy. The first one is sex. Of course, everyone enjoys sex, but it's not the solution for everything. Okay? A friend of mine, he works out every day, has sex at least twice a week. Still, he complains a lot about prison. He doesn't like it. Nice fella. Anyway, gonna get out in 2 weeks. He asked me to pick him up. He says he can't walk properly. Leg day. Diseases. It's another good, topic of people talking in stand-up comedy. It's estimated that up to 1 in every 10 people in the UK have some degree of daily sex with dyslexia. Never mind. 97% of statistics are made up anyway. So, since it's a 5-minute show, now we're going to have an interval, but it's a 5-minute show, so we're going to have a 30 seconds interval. Yeah. Stretch your legs. Have a smoke if you want to. Yeah, Mom? Yes, mate. No, it's the interval. No worries. It's going well, I guess. Not everyone got the joke about Stephen Hawking. I know that. It was brilliant. No, I'm not. We already talked about it. I'm not going to say the joke about the Jews. Because it's racist, that's why. What do you mean now she's Prime Minister? I can say that? No, you cannot say that. No. You gotta go now. Okay. I know we're both Italian. I don't know why I'm speaking English. Yeah, see you. Welcome everyone. How was the break? Good. We were talking about fake news, false information. You cannot trust everything you read on the internet. My favorite quote is the one that goes like, "Internet provided us with infinite knowledge, but didn't give us the tools to distinguish between what is false and what is true." Quote by William Shakespeare. Talking about comics, my cousin, she's the best comedian. She wrote this joke. It's brilliant. I swear to you, it's the funniest joke I've ever seen in my whole life. I wrote it down here. It is. Kills me every time. Anyway, another good topic is minorities. Comics always joke about minorities. I don't think it's fair. You shouldn't joke about minorities, actually. However, it's a relative concept, isn't it? Because usually, Asian people are a minority. But, how many Indian people in the world? A lot. Maybe more than 1,000. Kind of. How many Nazis? 1, 2, 3 at most. So what I'm saying here, stop making jokes about Nazis. Okay? They are the true minorities, okay? Talking about Nazis, 2 Jews walk into a bar. 48% of you wouldn't agree with it. But hey, 11% of statistics are false anyway. Thank you.
This brings us to the final act of the evening. And as people usher in to witness this final act of the evening, I sure hope it'll be worth the effort. Right here. Thank you very much. Alright, so final act of the evening. It is an improv game. It is called Budget Cuts. So please welcome to the stage everyone who's doing it. It's Jon, Tom, Johnny, and Stefan! Fantastic. Right, this is called Budget Cuts. How Budget Cuts works is these 4 are going to perform a scene. At the end of that scene, you, the audience, are going to vote via applause who's the most important person in the scene. That person is then taken out of the scene, and the remaining 3 have to perform the same scene of 4, but with just 3 of them. And the system repeats, so then there's 2 remaining to have to cover 4 people until eventually the scene has to be performed by 1 person trying to cover 4 different roles at once. That's how it works. So, for this scene, we are going to need a crisis. So can I have a crisis, please, for these guys to be trying to solve? Cost of living. It's a bleak crowd, it's a bleak... We've had world hunger, we've had cost of living, it's too real.
Migrants. Invasion of migrants.
Invasion of migrants. Any other bleak opinions, any others?
Trying to get rid of the ducks on campus.
Oh, that's a good one. I'm with you on that one.
Fire.
Riot.
Fire.
Fire. You're more adamant to get this fire in.
The US invading Syria.
The US invading... Hell, man. Right. Anything a bit quirkier? All the chickens have escaped the farm.
Milk deficits.
Milk deficits. 4 blokes are going to be trying to solve the MILF deficit. I'll be honest, best avoid that possibility. Someone's getting milked, no one wants to see it. Any others?
Joe Biden died on the morning of his 100th birthday.
Joe Biden's died. There was another coming from somewhere over here.
I said milk, not milk.
Yeah, I know MILF.
Okay.
Yeah, we're on the same wavelength, don't worry about it. So, it's the accent, it's a mess. Any others? Yes, hand up there.
Killer clowns have no one else to kill.
Killer clowns have run out of victims. Okay, that's it. Right, it's up to you whether you are the killer clowns or whether you are the remaining victims, but killer clowns have run out of victims. Solve that problem.
Victims, guys! God!
We need to diversify our audience.
Well, Coco, I'm afraid because there are no more boys and girls to eat, I'm going to have to eat you.
Whoa. No. Why us?
Because I have run out of children on Halloween to scare.
Well, look, there's the easier solution than cannibalism. Because we are a species and they are a species. You know?
Go on, what's it?
We are our age limit.
Yeah.
Well, okay, let's
Over
go
16, now on.
Yeah.
Let's go to Dunder Mifflin.
Let's go to Dunder Mifflin, guys!
Lots of middle-aged office workers there. We can eat there.
Let's feast upon them now!
You've seen The Office, haven't you? No, because middle-aged people work in offices. It makes perfect sense.
Well, this is going to end after this. Right. Who here? Applause if you think so, don't applause if you don't. Who thought that Stefan was the most important character in this scene? Who thought it was John? Who thought it was Johnny? And Tom. I'm afraid you're out, Steph. Right. Take that away again. Off you go.
Guys, we've run out of people to eat!
Hold on a minute. You know what we got an idea for? We can eat you lot.
No, we're not eating each other. Look, we've got a simple problem. We've run out of children to eat. Like, we ate them all at Halloween.
I've got an idea!
What's the idea?
We go to some random fucking town and eat people there!
Yes, let's go there, and let's not go to a random reference from The Office.
Right,
Let's go.
That's people.
Yeah, they look right to eat!
Oh, no.
Okay, that's it. Right, there we are. Right, who thought John was the most important person in that scene? Who thought it was Johnny? Who thought it was Tom? Alright, John, you're out, I'm afraid. Right, lads, take it away.
We've got a problem, right? We're out of children to eat.
Right.
We ate them all at Halloween.
Right, okay, cool. So,
I'm gonna eat you.
Why would you eat me?
Well, you're there.
Well, yeah, even though we've run out of children, we've loaded them into like candy vans and stuff like that, and then we just eat them, but no.
Yeah, the problem is we ate them all.
Yeah, but we can try and expand our age range, right?
I've got an idea. What? Let's go to the nearby town and eat everybody.
So a massacre then?
No more discrimination based on age. Oh yeah, let's go.
No, that looks like good for right. No!
That's it. Right, who thought it was Tom? Who thought it was Johnny? And who thought it was Tom? And who thought it was Johnny?
Tommy!
Right. Johnny, you were the most important one. You've got fanboys over in the corner. So Tom, take it away.
Oh no, we've run out of people to eat. I've got an idea. I'll eat you. Wait, why are you eating me? What's wrong with the kids? We ate them all at Halloween. Okay, well I've got a better idea than eating each other. Let's up our age range. Okay, that's a great idea. Let's go to the nearby town and eat everybody there. That's good, let's go. Off to the town. Look, there's loads of people we can eat.
That was it. Which has tragically brought us to the end of the evening. Oh. Thank you very much. Well, now just a quick plug. We are the Lancaster University Comedy Institute. If you haven't spotted us, we are on Instagram and on Facebook and YouTube, so do have a look at that. We do a lot of stuff in the week, so if anyone here has seen stuff being performed, thought that you fancy giving it a go, we've got improv sessions every Friday in Bowler North Seminary Room 20 at 6 till 8. And then on Mondays and Wednesdays, 6 till 8 in Bowler North Seminary Room 7, we do stand-up. And then on Saturdays, we also do sketch comedy, 4 till 6, Bowler North Seminary Room 11. And we also do podcasting, which is kind of intermittent in between. There's a lot of stuff that we do, a lot of stuff going on. Keep an eye out if you enjoyed this show. You will probably enjoy in about 4 weeks' time. On the Saturday of week 9, we have a gig at the Gregson Centre, which is just past the Dukes in town. It'll be an in-town gig, so do come along to that. It'll be quite a big deal. It'll be a lot of fun. So I think that's covered everything. We also have a comedy play that we are putting on at the end of the year as well. That will be in the Monday of week 10. All this detail is on our Instagram and our Facebook, so do check us out if you want to see more. Again, another shout out to Defying Dementia. Round of applause for them. Again, if you haven't had a chance to donate yet, please do so. It is a really great cause, and I urge you all to put your money for whatnot. So yes. So with that being said, I'd like to thank you all for coming along. You've been in a wonderful crowd. We have been the Lancaster University Comedy Institute. I've been Iestyn, and have a safe journey home. Thank you.